people, Arsenal with Ash. Champions League football is back. It's our third game of the league phase, second at the Emirates, and we welcome Atletico Madrid to the Emirates. Obviously, historic Spanish club, third best team in Spain over the last, 10, 20 years? Certainly since Simeone's been there, and obviously he's been there for 14 years, I think it is now. It's a proper long time. That's probably the longest of any current serving manager in any of the top teams, probably. That's a little trivia question there for you, so correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, tough game awaits. Off the back of obviously a good win away at Fulham. And now we're fast into a tough game. One of the teams that will fancy themselves to go far in the competition. And a team we ain't played for a while. We ain't played them, I don't think, since the Europa League semi-final, where we played them under Wenger and they beat us, I think 1-0 at their place, and it was a 1-1 draw at the Emirates. I remember Griezmann scoring a late goal, Koscielny error. It burnt me. And then, went to their place and they just experienced the life out of us, I would say. The proper experienced heads in that team. Simeone, like I said, he's been there for years. His style is embedded into that club, into that team. And we're going to have a fight on our hands. And I'm telling you, a fight. Yeah? But I think now more than ever, we are more equipped to deal with an Atletico Madrid. It's like a Newcastle. Them type of teams there that they're going to be physical, get in your face, but then they've got talent to hurt you in the attacking third. But I'm looking forward to this, man. I'm really, really, really intrigued to see how the tactical battle works between the two managers. I'm hoping it's not a case of cancelling each other out. I know the neutrals are going to say, this is going to be a boring watch, Arteta versus Simeone, But I honestly think it's going to be a very, very intriguing game. Atletico aren't as bulletproof as they used to be in terms of their defensive capabilities. I'd say we've taken over in terms of that. We are the team in Europe that have the strongest defence. And we've definitely proven that over the last couple of years. So yeah, it will be interesting to see how both teams, and it'll be interesting to see how Berta's impact on this game is, because obviously he's worked with Simeone for a number of years. Now he's with us, of course. So I'm sure he knows a lot about how Simeone likes to work, and that will help Arteta with his game plan. But yeah, Simeone's been there, done that. Big games, Champions League finals. He's won the league over there, I think, a couple of times. So yeah, he'll definitely be taking this seriously, and it'll be good to have him at the Emirates and seeing his passion on that touchline. Hopefully none of that running down the touchline celebrating stuff. We want to put him to bed. They've obviously come to England already this season. They've gone to Anfield, they lost 3-2 there. I think they were 2-0 down very early, and then they came back 2-2, and then they lost to a last minute Van Dijk goal. So yeah, their defence can be got at. That's 3 goals they've conceded at Anfield. And if we go 2-0 up, we're not giving them that 2-2 that chance to come back into the game. So yeah, hopefully we can look at that and see it where we can open them up and cause problems. But it will be a tough one, and obviously we've got Palace at the weekend as well coming up. I think in their last game they won 1-0. They've obviously got some top players. Most notably in attack, with Griezmann. Obviously he's getting a bit old now, but he's still got quality there. And Alvarez is their star man at the moment. Obviously they signed him from Man City for a hefty fee, but he's at a club now where he's the main man, and you can see it. He's taken on that mantle, and last season he had a really good first season for them, and this season he's already got 10 goals and assists in 10 games in the league and the Champions League. So yeah, he's definitely one to watch, and when he hits that ball, it stays hit. But we know Alvarez. We know him from the Man City days. We've played against him enough times. And yeah, we should know the best way to nullify him. But I'm looking forward to this one, man. I'm really looking forward to it. I think tactically, if we move that ball quick, don't get involved in any squabbles or little niggly fouls here and there. We know the European referees are going to give them soft fouls here and there, so we don't want them to break up the game. That's exactly what they're going to come here and try and do. Break up the game, and probably sit in a mid to low block and counter attack. But we just got to be patient, keep that ball, keep it moving. Got the likes of Zubimendi, he would have played against Atletico numerous times. Just keep that ball ticking, and let our attacking players get the ball early. So you want to give the ball to a Saka early, so he can get his defender one-on-one. And if he gets whoever it is, they're getting cooked. yeah, because Saka is that guy. Gyökeres occupy those centre backs, create the space for the likes of Eze and the Trossards and etc. But yeah, I back us. I back us to do well in this game. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the lineup is, because obviously the games are thick and fast, and we have to use the squad. Arteta has said in his press conference that Nketiah is back in the squad. He said the Fulham game it came a bit early for him, but he should be back in the squad. We've got Ben White, of course, as well, who should be back as well. He was on the bench, I think, against Fulham. So the squad, in terms of injuries, it's just obviously Havertz, Madueke, Jesus, Odegaard as well. I can't remember if I'm missing anyone else out. Let me know in the comments if I am. But yeah, the squad is strong, so we should be able to put a strong team out there, even with a couple of changes. But yeah, in terms of my predicted lineup, it's going to be David Raya in goal. He's going to stay in goal, obviously, against his countrymen. At right back, I'd stick with. Actually, I would change to a Ben White. I'd give Ben White a game if he's fit enough, and Arteta thinks that he can play this game. I would start him. He obviously started against Olympiacos as well. So yeah, I'd give Ben a start. I would stick with Saliba and Gabriel, just because obviously we're up against some serious firepower, and obviously they're the best centre back pairing in the world. So I'd stick with Saliba and Gabriel, and then later on in the game, if we're comfortable, you can bring Mascara on. You can bring Nketiah on as well. At left back, I'd go with Lewis Skelly. I think he's more than capable of producing the goods in that position, and Calafiori's played a lot of minutes recently, and we need to keep him fresh. So I'd put Lewis Skelly out on the left. In midfield, I'd change it up a bit. So I'd go with Zubimendi, obviously in the 6, and I'd go with Rice as well. I'd start with Zubimendi and Rice, and bring Marino on probably quite early doors in the second half. If not even if the game's comfortable or close, I'd bring him on regardless. After about 60 minutes, and then I'd play Ethan in there. I'd play Ethan in the 10, and I'd put Eze out on the left and go at Eze, Gyökeres, Saka front three. I think in these type of games, the space is going to be more out in the wide areas, so you want your best players out there. Eze, we saw it against Fulham. It's going to be similar here with the mid to low block. It's going to be so congested in that middle. They're not going to really give us much space. So I think he'll be better off going out on the left, getting more touches of the ball, and getting the defender isolated, and also coming inside on a favourable angle to make those passes over the top, or switch the play to Saka, and just be a bit more dynamic and creative. I think he can do that more on the left hand side. So yeah, that's what I'd go with. Whether Arteta does that or not, I'm not too sure, but I think that would be that team could go out there and do the job. So I'm gonna go with a narrow 2-1 win. I think they might get a goal. I think Alvarez is a threat, and if we do give him a sniff of goal, he might find it. As good as our defense is, I'm gonna go with Saka to get a goal, and I'm gonna go with Gyökeres to get a goal. Gyökeres, every game I'm saying he's getting a goal because he needs a goal. He needs it for his confidence. So yeah, I'm going to go with those two to get a goal. A 2-1 win for the boys. Let's make it 3 from 3 and make it a very, very convincing start to the Champions League. And then we look forward to Palace on the weekend, where we hope to stretch our league at the top of the Premier League. But yeah, we focus on the Champions League. Let's have a great Champions League night. If you're going to the game, make sure you bring the energy, because it's going to be a tough game and the boys are going to need us. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, your comments, who you would start in the 11, what your score predictions are. Drop them in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you for the next one.